Well, it's an exciting day here on the homestead, people, because the time has come for me to start painting those lower cabinets. Now, if you watched my previous video of painting the upper cabinets white, there's about 500 comments on there, and like 499 of them are, you should have sprayed it. Dude, you need a sprayer. Why didn't you spray? You rolled it. What do you expect? You're an idiot. So, I listened to the people, and I got on Amazon, and I purchased myself a spray gun with cup and red handle. This spray gun was only about 50 bucks US, so it's probably a piece of junk, but we'll find out about that. And I also got like a regulator. I think that's what this is.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Yeah. So this is just a pressure regulator with a filter, an oil water filter on it. So I'll hook that up with the gun too. So I'm gonna get started. Rap. So here we go. I got my rig set up. We got a GoPro on there. What gives? I should have read the manual. Well, what the fuck? Okay, so far this is not working at all. I think we might have to go get the manual, Joey. Let's see. I mean, there's a ton of air coming out. Woohoo! Rodeo. Oh, fuck. Well, first round of painting was about 10 times worse than I thought it'd be. Oh my God. If someone tells you to spray paint cabinets, run. So, a couple takeaways. I don't know, the paint was too thick for one, and wasn't coming out of the gun good. For two, what a mess. Holy Dynabird. I think I got paint all over Joey's Peloton, and she is gonna shit a brick. I'm definitely not gonna give up on it, but I gotta figure this out a little better, because what I'm doing is just not cutting it, I don't think. I don't know how much I have to clean this gun either. Help me. I just wanted to say, if you're gonna take on the task of DIY painting your kitchen, that you want it to look a lot like HGTV. You know, you want everything to be clean, you want everything to be organized, you want your tools organized. You may need some microgreens. You may need some sandpaper beside your microgreens. You never know when you're gonna have to twist up a smoothie, so you wanna keep a blender handy. You might even wanna put some air in your mountain bike shocks. You just never know, so you just wanna keep it organized and, you know, nice and tidy. The fact of the matter is, this is your kitchen. You can't just shut it down. Like, you have to use the kitchen. You're gonna have doors off, you're gonna have shit everywhere, and there's gonna be days like today where the wheels just fall off and it's kind of like uncontrollable. You got laundry going over here, I got lunches to make, you got, you know, trying to get to work, everything else, it just piles up. And some days it gets frustrating, some days it's such a mess that it's almost unbearable, but this is the reality. Like, I'm super embarrassed to show you that I have pizza sitting on here and crap everywhere, but it just happens, you know? So, I mean, if you don't have the stomach for this to happen, then the DIY painting of the kitchen is not for you. But if it does happen, it's normal. This is real life. This is what it really looks like when you take on something like this. So I got that sprayer working like a top now. All I had to do was thin out the paint a little bit. On the Stix primer can, it says don't thin it, but I thinned it in. I had to thin it to get it through the gun. So I've primed this door here. So this is just primer on this door. It's one of the lower ones that's gonna be painted black. This door up here is a door that I rolled with a roller and painted with a brush. So I just want to give you a sense of kind of how they look. So I'm going to put this door on the left side of the frame and give you a real kind of tight look of what that looks like, and then compare it to a door that I've sprayed with primer on the right side of the screen. So you can clearly see that the primed version has much more of a factory finish look to it than the rolling one does. You know, whether it's worth doing the spraying or not, I'm not exactly sure. I think at the end of this video, I'll give the pros and cons of rolling versus spraying. I think at this point, I would actually prefer to roll, like compared to how this finish looks, but that'll be determined. So that's new. One other thing is new. In the video I made about rolling and painting the upper cabinets, I decided to take this melamine edging tape, whatever it's called, off, and I replaced it with the white stuff, the glue on, iron on, whatever. In this case with the lowers, some people commented that they had just painted over this stuff, so that's what I've decided to do here. I'm just giving it a light sand, put the Stix primer on, and then the advanced paint after that. I tested it on a spot. It seems to be quite durable. So I'm just gonna roll with that, and that's gonna save a lot of time on not replacing this edging. Well, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Why Does My Wife Make Me Do Hard Things? As I told you before, I'm gonna delete this one hole, and there's just gonna be a hole on the top because I'm putting a single knob on. Up until now, I've been using this DAP product. And as you can see, it's not doing the best job, but I just don't think it's gonna be durable enough in the end. So I went online and saw that a lot of people use like auto body filler to fill imperfections on cabinets and that. So I'm gonna give that a try. I'm gonna sand this out and I'm gonna use auto body filler. I just wanted to show you guys that. I could probably do a whole separate video just on covering up the holes, but we'll just leave it at that for here. If you haven't subscribed, you have to. You know why? Because shooting this video while doing this takes up so much time. So do me that solid and just subscribe. I don't come out with 100 videos. You're not gonna get 1 million emails. Just subscribe one time. That helps me out. Makes it worth doing the video, which also takes a lot of time. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit discouraged right now. But you know what? Once I get paint on these tonight, it's gonna be a lot better. So it's gonna be a late night, but let's do it. I just wanted to show you kind of a benchmark of where I'm at with sanding. So this door on the far left has had a very difficult life. It's had a rough upbringing. This is the door that's right underneath the sink. It's taken on a lot of water damage. It looks like a hot mess, but it's sanded to where I want it to be sanded right now, and that's how I'm gonna prime it. This middle door has had life easy because it's the furthest away from the stove and the sink and everything else. There's nothing wrong with it, it's fine. So I just sanded it down to take the sheen off, and I'm gonna prime it exactly like that. And then the door on the far right, I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like unsanded. So the island, that is the biggest question mark that I have about this whole spraying business. The island is like the one huge part of the kitchen that you see. I don't know if you're supposed to spray the stupid island or if I gotta roll the island, because I don't know how you spray it. The concept of this spraying, I think, is to build a booth out of plastic or whatever and take all the doors off and go down and spray them. And then you roll the rest, like the boxes and stuff like that. But what do you do with the island? I made a little bit of a compromise. I took the bottom trim off of the island here and I sprayed that with the sprayer. It looks great. When it came to spraying this island, I just don't have the will or the patience or the time to go through all the prep work because the spraying is such a pain in the ass, makes such a big mess, and it would take me like a full day to prep the kitchen just to prep the paint. So I'm not doing it. I'm gonna roll it. And that's my final decision. So, good news for you, if you're watching this at home, is I'll give you a very, very detailed look at the difference between the sprayed trim and the rolled. And I'll also show you the difference between the cabinets of rolling and spraying. That's coming right up. OMG, the kitchen is finally done. I can't believe it. What a journey. A couple of things. It probably looks fantastic from where the camera is sitting right now. But this part of the island looks like garbage up close because I rolled it and painted it with a brush. These cabinets look amazing factory finish because these are what I sprayed with the sprayer. One thing worth mentioning right now is Joey's been out of town for a few days.
Frugal Franny wouldn't go buy a small roller, so he modified this one.
She hasn't seen the kitchen being put back together. When she left, it was a disaster zone in here. Now it's all finished and whatever. So I'll set up the camera and have it on record when she gets home, and we'll kind of see what her reaction is.
Oh my word!
Mom, I found what I want for my birthday.
So good! Like so good! Did you spray the island?
No, the island's rolled.
Well, I can't even tell.
I got you guys on camera.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. So after doing all this work on this kitchen, here's a couple of my takeaways. One, you need a ton of space. If you don't have the space to do it, then you're kind of screwed, because I have my whole entire basement where I was able to build that booth and stuff like that. If you don't have that room, you're going to be in trouble. Two, the spray finish is a way nicer finish than rolling. Would I ever spray a kitchen again? Absolutely not. Number three, I don't even actually like the way I don't even like the look of this. I actually prefer the way it looked when it was wood. So there we are. I'm not crazy about the gold knobs. I'm not crazy about the black. I preferred the way it was before. So if you're thinking about doing this, there's a lot of things to think about, but I can guarantee you one thing, is it is way more work than you think it's going to be. Finally, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, or give me a thumbs up at least. Give me something. Give me something. Later.